I think my passion for the construction business came from my dad. But deep inside, I am a very competitive person. And so I think that's what drives me a lot in my passion. I take pride in my work. I take pride in the work that our men do. And I want the best for them. And I want them to be able to look back years from now with their kids or their grandkids and go, I built that, or I was there when that was made.
What's up, everybody? It's Trey Tipton back at it again. We're here on Tre'd Talk, and I'm with the Miss Incredible Karla. Can you tell them who you are, Miss Karla?
Hi, I'm Karla Goldammer, and I'm president of D&J Site Construction in Elsa, Texas.
Hey, I love to hear it. So explain to me, what's Texas like? Can you tell me a little bit about where you're from, what's going on? Like, tell me what it was like growing up in that area.
I live at the very bottom part of Texas in the Rio Grande Valley. Growing up, it's 4-county area, right next to the Mexican border. And
Wow.
we're primarily, it was a farming area at one time. We had orange trees and fields of fruit and vegetables and corn and cotton, things like that. But we are growing tremendously right now. We have universities and healthcare systems and restaurants, and it's just grown a lot, changed a lot since I was younger.
So what do you love most about where you live and where you're at right now? Because the orange trees sound amazing, if you ask me.
They were amazing. We have lost a lot of them. Where there once was orange tree groves, it's subdivisions. So it's kind of sad. Um, but I love growing up down here. I love being here. We are a diverse community. Um, but in order to be here, you have to be a part of the valley. You grow up here. They let insiders in, eventually, but
On occasions.
on occasion. Uh, but I love being part of South Texas and the Rio Grande Valley. We are a large community, and we do help each other. And nothing's perfect where you live, but we have great uh, politicians that take care of our cities and our roads, and it's a great place to raise your family. It's pretty much conservative, religious-based community.
And I love that. And the next question I have for you, Miss Karla, because the first things first, in the construction industry, low key, you are an amoeba. You are a very, very strong woman, as well as very, very creative. And you're doing a lot to really change not only your community, but your own company. So I need to know, and I feel like the women out there also need to know, like, what got you into the construction industry? Because I feel like you're starting to see more and more females come up through the industry. And I want to know what would they need to know? Like, what was that lifestyle like?
My dad started in the construction business when he was 18 years old, and he went to work for the state of Texas on the road construction crews. So I grew up in it. He and my mom started D&J site in 1971. So I was about 4 years old. I would go out and I would ride the machines with him. I remember all the trucks coming in, and every morning the sound of the trucks, everybody getting there. Um, so I've grown up in it. I've been out on the job site since I was little. Um, so it was just automatic, I think, that I would come into the industry. And yes, it has changed a lot in the last 5 years, really a lot. Used to, the women were behind the scenes in the office. You really didn't hear from them or see them. You did not see a lot of women out on the job sites. Um, so, but that's all changed. Now we have a lot of female engineers here, job supervisors, project managers, construction owners.
So through that, right, you are definitely a big impact in your community. And again, I want to congratulate you on not only running it, but killing it. Because you could definitely see that you're killing the game. I met you a couple of times through a couple of TCS events. But with that said, what are some challenges you faced as not only a woman in the industry, but just as a president in general? What are some challenges that you faced overall?
Getting past some of the men. They we come from a strong Hispanic community, and the men want to talk to
Okay,
the men. And there
right.
have been times when they don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to a man. And so it's you just stand up, you stand your ground, and say no. Th- this is as far as you go if you don't speak to me. You have to demand the respect sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay.
You know what, Miss Karla, you were very inspirational in that way because you had to stand your ground against a bunch of wolves. You know how it goes out there, right? So, with that, like you could tell you have a lot of drive, a lot of passion. Where does that come from? Is that something that your father or your mother instilled in you, or maybe an uncle or maybe a grandfather?
I think my passion for the construction business came from my dad. But deep inside, I am a very competitive person. And so I think that's what drives me a lot in my passion. Um, I take pride in my work. I take pride in the work that our men do, and I want the best for them. And I want them to be able to look back years from now with their kids or their grandkids and go, "I built that," or I was there when that was made. Um, and I want all of us to know that we put out a quality product.
Mm. And that's very important, man, to put out a quality product, especially in an industry where results is everything, right? Where if you don't have the right results, then you lose your chances, right? Not everybody gets a chance
Right.
to win the bid. So like outside of that, I know that could be very, 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 very hard to deal with, and as well as it could be a lot to think about on a consistent basis. So let's talk about the next segment of things is how you're taking care of yourself, because everybody has hobbies that they do outside their passion, right? So what are some hobbies that you do outside your passion that you actually love to do that's not involving construction?
One of my hobbies is I love to work out. I think physical fitness is a necessity in life. Um,
I
Helps
love
clear
that.
your
I love
brain.
that.
It helps clear your brain. It keeps you strong. Um, it gives you an out for the stress that you receive from whatever it is you do in life. If you're a doctor or you're
100%.
a nurse or you're a teacher, like, oh, you cannot get me to be a teacher at all. Um, but I love working out. I love working in my yard. I love gardening. And then
Okay.
I have
What do you
three
garden if you
dogs.
don't mind me asking?
I don't garden a lot anymore because I do have three large dogs. And so they think that is also their playground. Uh, so I do a lot of container gardening with flowers and things like that now that I have the dogs.
Okay. What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a golden doodle, a standard poodle, and an Australian shepherd.
Oh, an Aussie Shepherd.
An
So,
Aussie
do you
shepherd.
live on a farm? Like, where are we living at right now? You said you're in a more rural area. Are we living on a farm? Are we in the suburbs? Because having an Aussie Shepherd, they need space to run because that's a lot of energy. Okay, so like I get it. You know what I mean? So where are we living at? Are we living on a farm? Are we living in the city? Where we at?
Well, our office is rural, and this is where
Okay.
I grew up as a child. So we have 15 acres here, and I bring
Wow.
the dogs a lot of the time with me to the office, so they get to go outside here and run and play. But I live in town, in a house with a small backyard. But they get to come to the
Okay.
office to run around and uh, be dogs.
I can imagine that Aussie Shepherd got to be fast, huh?
She is fast, but she likes her snacks too. So she doesn't she doesn't run very far.
So she a little chubby. It's okay. We
She's
ain't
a
hating
little
on her.
chubby. It's
She
okay.
So now that we got into that, you said that the company came from your parents, man. It's a family owned business, so it obviously means a lot to you. But can you tell us a little bit on what that feels like to be a part of a family owned company and how much it actually does mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to me. Like I said, my mom and dad started it, and my brother and my sisters all at one time worked for the company. I'm the only one here now of my brothers and sisters, but my partner, my ex-husband Mark, and I run the company together. We made that choice when we got divorced to do it for our kids, and That's what I'm shooting for. If the kids want to come back and work for the company and be a part of D&J, that's what we want for them. So my son just started with this a couple of months ago. My oldest daughter lives in the DFW area, and she's in personal wealth management. And my youngest is at Texas Tech. Um, and she'll decide what she wants to do in her life in a couple of years. But so far, we're just working towards handing the company over to John, if that's what he decides that he wants to do. If not, we'll see where that goes later on. But besides them as part of my family, I have my work family, and I have around 38 or 39 employees that I consider my work family, and they depend on me every day to make sure that they have a job and they can support their families.
And how does that make you feel, Miss Karla? Because I know that's a lot of responsibility. You know what I mean? And I'm an advocate for always taking care of yourself first, right? That's something that I try to talk about very often. And you said one of the ways that you take care of yourself is through working out and staying fit and whatnot. But you had spoken about a little bit of adversity that you had seen in your personal relationships, and you still maintain being an incredible president, incredible CEO. That is hard to do. Like, how did you maintain, how did you fight back against your adversity while being such a strong president and CEO of a company?
The last few years, I have gained mentors, and one of those mentors is Brian Hess. And I have another business mentor, and they have given me the tools to believe in myself and stand up and be strong for my company and for my men and women that work for me. Um, but part of that is, having the stress relievers, um, physical fitness, or reading or gardening, spending time with my kids and my granddaughter, um, is a big one. But without those business mentors, I don't think I would be where I am today.
Mm. Tell me why. Why do you like? What have they done for you that allows you to feel like they played such a huge role? Because that's huge, man. Allowing people into your life, especially through traumatic situations, can be difficult, and you're able to do it really well by allowing these mentors to guide you. So, in what ways have you learned from Brian and your other mentor and other mentors that you may have?
Brian has helped me with being a woman in construction. He was like, you
Oh,
have a voice, use that voice. Um, you can do it. He's given me processes and really taken me into what a leader is. And because he
mm,
portrays that himself, right? And he reminds me all the time, you can't do it by yourself. Um, I have all these quotes on my back wall that Brian has given me, and we talk about a lot. My other mentor, very big into leadership, very big into belief in myself.
mm.
My uh, I lacked a lot of self confidence up until a few years
Okay.
ago, um, and just he shows me business processes that I may overlook. Um,
Mm,
I couldn't do it without them. And then I have my trainer that he takes care of my physical side. Uh, so we all need those other people to help us get down the road. We can't do it by ourselves because the wagon will be very, very heavy if we try to do it by ourselves.
See, what my mom used to say is, she said, "You know why a wagon with three wheels has three wheels?" I'm like, "No, mom, that doesn't make sense to me. I used to think that wagon should always have four, right?" She's like, "The
Mhm.
reason why wagons have three wheels is because without just one wheel, this wagon can't move." You know what I mean? And that goes back to just teamwork, right?
Right.
Everybody needs each other in order for certain things to get done. Everybody has a role, everybody has a purpose. Now, with that said, right, I could tell that your company means a lot to you and your team also means a lot to you. So, what has your company taught you these past couple of years as you're finding your own independence as what I what I see is as a strong woman in the industry? So, what has this company done for you? What have they taught you? I'm curious.
What has my company taught me? You
I ask tough questions now, Miss Karla. I could
do.
tell, you know.
That's a tough question. I like that question. Um, my team has taught me that we all have to work together. We all have
Mm,
be to have the same dream, the end dream, to get it all done. Um, they've picked out our core values. They have told me how they see D&J and how they want to D&J to be seen. And they'll tell me, it's okay. I got it. I got your back. I got your back.
mm,
We're going to get it done. I'm not an optimist. Sometimes to my own demise, I'm not an optimist because I don't look at the downside. I only see the positive. Um,
right.
if there's a hill that's in my way and somebody, doesn't want to go over that hill, I have no problem leaving that person behind. So my, my team has to have my back sometimes because I'm like, no, we're gonna do this, everybody get on, everybody push, everybody pull. We're gonna get it done. And in the end, we always do. They always come through for me. And I appreciate each and every one of my guys. And I have all these new guys coming in, young guys that may not know a lot. So I like to sit down and talk to them and get to know them and see where their strengths are as a person, um, so they can be put in the right fit in the right spot, to do the best they can and to have their own um, self-confidence and build their life and um, be there for their family and their friends and for us so we can all get better.
100%. 100%. And that's huge, man. And that's an incredible thing to hear. That shows signs of a great leader, right? You want to be there as much as you possibly can to make sure that they know they have somebody to count on. Now, if
Mhm.
there's a young lady out there who wants to get into the industry, but she's a little bit afraid because it's a male dominated industry, what is some advice that you would give to that young lady out there that's looking to get started in such a strong industry?
If I was going to sit down and speak to a lady that wanted to come in the industry, I would want to know, what exactly in the industry do you want to do?
Mm,
Um, does she want to work out on the job sites? There might be young women out there that would work on the job sites, be a motor grader operator, or, lay asphalt, or she might want to do concrete work. Who knows? Um, or she may want to be a project manager. It just, there's so much out there right now for women and for men in the construction industry, a lot more than what was there 20 years ago. Um, so I would tell that young girl, don't give up. And yeah, sometimes you're going to have to put your big girl panties on and deal with the male attitude. Um, but you can do it. Just, dig your feet in and set your goals. Uh, let people help you get to your goals. Look for those people that can help you get there and let them help you. Uh, and you'll get there. It'll happen, but you have to put the work in. Well, no matter what you do, male or female, construction or another industry, you have to put the work in, um, for that job and in yourself to get that done.
I love that, Miss Karla. Hard work pays off. You gotta let the ladies know out there that hard work always pays off. And it's not always easy, but as long as you keep fighting, you keep putting those hands up, doesn't matter if your back's against them ropes. I got a feeling Miss Karla's a heavyweight fighter. I don't see too many things knocking her off of her high horse. So I want to say, one, thank you for coming on this episode of Tre'd Talk. And then two, I am absolutely positive that you're going to help somebody out there, whether it be a young lady out there, whether it be a young man out there. I genuinely love talking to you, Miss Karla. And not only do I love talking to you, I see your sense of leadership and you show very, very strong signs of leadership. So I appreciate you, Miss Karla. I don't know if anybody else tells you that, but I will. So
Thank
with
you,
that said,
Trey.
man, this is of course. And I hope that you enjoyed being on Tre'd Talk because I know it's new. It's a little different. Not everybody loves the camera, but I try to make it fun. So I got one more question for you to make it a little
Okay.
goofy. You know what I mean? We can't be serious all the time.
That's right.
If, so what is, as a kid, right? Let's go back to young Miss Karla days.
Okay.
What TV show is Miss Karla watching as a kid in her, we'll say like 9 to 12 years old stages?
Oh my gosh, 9 to 12. Uh, it may have been a little bit before 9 to 12. Of course, there was always Dallas, and
Hey, you got to be what it got to be.
it got to be Dallas and Happy Days, the Fonz,
Happy Days. Okay. Who was your favorite character?
the Fonz.
Hey, all right. I get it.
Hey.
I get it. I get it. Well, again, Miss Karla, thank you so much for coming on Tre'd Talk. I'm Trey Tipton, your host. This is Miss Karla, and this is her company, man. We thank you so much for coming to watch us. Everybody take care and have a blessed day. We out.